Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगुणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सगुणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्मिषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे। Very amazing opportunity to focus on the primary, one of the very important anga of bhakti. With little bit sound can be reduced. little less. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is a very, very nice occasion where, full chala gaya? Thoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. So both the speakers are okay. So we all know that there are 64 angas of bhakti, and of which the Navavida bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, like Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So we have this 9 angas of bhakti is there, and in them also the most prominent is Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vasa Srimurte Shraddhaya Sevan. And the most important of all is that Nam Sankirtan. So Nam Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord, when it is chanted and when it is properly heard, so that is a very, very highest form of rendering devotional service. It may appear to be very simple, but it is very, very difficult. So all of us will experience that today. It is class after class after class is quite difficult. The subject matter is very nice. The subject matter is about the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the morning, His Varada Krishna Prabhu very nicely gave an introduction and also overview of the entire subject matter. And he took it till the last point, how the glories of Srimati Radharani is been described in this particular conversation. And also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's main purpose of Advent is also this thing, that to distribute the mood of the residents of Vrindavan, so to execute devotional service in that particular mood. So there is one nice shloka which encapsulates the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanya Taddama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargenaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Pumarto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatradara Napara. So this actually gives the conclusive things, which is the opinion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the greatest worshipable object is Sri Krishna, and the best worshippers are Sri Krishna and his Dham, Vrindavan, and then the best worshippers are the residents of Vrindavan, and then the greatest literature, which is the Pramana, based on which we can actually build our devotional service is Srimad Bhagavatam, and the highest goal that we are supposed to attain is Prema. So these all things are very nicely described. So this is very, very nice opportunity that in this world we are there in association of devotees, and there is opportunity to hear about Krishna. So it is very, very rare opportunity. So we should take this very close to our heart. And so I would like to touch upon few things, which is there in the in the beginning portion of this particular pastime. So which were very briefly touched upon by Prabhuji in the morning. So I could some of the few things we would see them, and then after that we will see the conversation, especially the yoga ladder. So Prabhuji focused a lot on the rasa. Now we will focus a little bit on logic. So okay, so now here the pastime is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is performing his pastime of the South Indian Yatra. And so he was going to various places, and he came to a place called Jiyada Narsimha. So this is situated on the top of, recently some of us went to Visakhapatnam, and it is somewhere closer to that place is there. And so we see that in this place, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is recollecting some of the glorious slokas of Lord Narsimha. So Sri Narsimha, Jaya Narsimha, Jaya Jaya Sri Narsimha, Praladesha, Mukha Padma, Praladesha, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Brinda. All glories to Narsimha, all glories to Narsimha Dev, who is the Lord of Prahlad Maharaj, and like a honeybee is always engaged in beholding the lotus-like face of the goddess of fortune. And then he also mentions another very nice shloka in glorification of Lord Nrsimha. So, which is Ugropi Anugraha Evayam Swabhaktanam Nrukeshari Keshari Vasvapotanam Anyesham Ugra Vikramam. So this is picked up from like the commentary of Sridhar Swami, to Srimad Bhagavatam. And so this is like Prabhupada also quotes many other shlokas, which is commented by Sridhar Swami in Srimad Bhagavatam. So all these are, Sridhar Swami is one of the great personalities, one of the great commentators of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is before the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu used to read his commentaries very often. So this shloka, it actually talks about, so Ugropi Anugraha Evaya Swabhaktanam Nrukeshari. So like the Lord is very, very ferocious. Lord Nrsimha is very ferocious. So but then for his devotees, he is the most like affectionate, kind of person. And but then for like people who are envious of the devotees, people who are demons, for them he is very ferocious. So this is the nature of the Supreme Lord. So he is very kind to his devotees, and he is very strong with the atheists and the demons. So with after taking darshan of Nrsimhadev, so he passes by a little bit of distance, and then he comes across this wonderful river called Godavari, and accompanied with that river, so there is a nice forest also around that place. So now if you go, probably you may not find the forest, and river also is like barely alive. So sometimes water is there, sometimes water is not there. So that is because of the so much of materialism that is going on, and so much of adharma that is happening. So because of which the natural resources are getting depleted. So that's a very serious concern. So but then here we will see the concern of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The moment he saw a river, he always remembers Yamuna. And the moment he sees a forest, he always remembers Vrindavan Dham. So this is his remembrance. So this is his remembrance. And then, so the Lord, as usual, it is mentioned here, as usual, like whenever he sees such kind of a setup, he performs Sankirtan over there. So in course, like, Srila Prabhupada also in some purports, he has actually highlighted that what is this Sankirtan, Hare Krishna Mantra Sankirtan? Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtana. So this, in the Goloka Vrindavan, the highest gift that is there, the highest treasure that is there, so that is the Harinam Sankirtan. So which is non-different from the pastimes which this guy's Krishna Prabhu was explaining in the morning. The pastimes between the devotees and Krishna, and especially between gopis and Krishna. So the very same thing is encapsulated in the form of the Hare Krishna Sankirtan. And you see, that is very nicely demonstrated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So whenever he sees like a river which is similar to Yamuna and a forest which is similar to Vrindavan, so he naturally performs Sankirtan. So like this is the way in which the intimate pastimes of Krishna is brought to this world in the form of Sankirtan. So I remember one nice book, Our Family Business. It's a nice book written by His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. So what is our family business? Book distribution. So in that book, like Vaisheshika Prabhu nicely writes that those who develop the Dasya Bhava towards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in whatever way he wanted. So the descendants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they put a lot of stress on this book distribution. So this is also non-different from Sankirtan, and this is also non-different from the same loving pastimes that is happening between the gopis and Krishna. So it is very, very nice, like he mentioned, that if you develop this Dasya Bhava towards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you render service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will bestow upon you the Madhurya, rasa towards like, Krishna. So it's a very nice quotation. I always remember that particular thing. So we are in a very safe parampara, and we have got the right mantra, we have got the right activities, to enter into this Vrindavan Dham, right? So in our like one of our classes, in the Bhakti Shastri classes, we were discussing the most difficult thing for us to get is the mood of service. So once the mood of service is got, then after that, like, you can build upon it and you can go to any extent. So the vehicle, like if we are going through our sadhana and our practice is like traveling in a vehicle. So sometimes this example is given of if you climb uphill. If you have you ever driven or rode on a two-wheeler on the uphill? So you have to go on first gear, second gear, and then when you come down, you don't need any gear only. Neutral में भी डाल के आ सकते हैं. So that is how easy to come. This one. If you have to climb the hill and cross over the hill, so climbing the hill is very difficult. That is to bring about this service attitude, and then all the other things which are against the service attitude, which are called anarthas. So to remove these things, this is the most difficult thing in the process. After that, to develop further or to go further is very, very smooth journey. Just like when you come downhill, how you will actually ride or drive a vehicle. So in the same way, you just need to be careful that you are not falling off the ghat. So that's all. So, but you don't need to put a lot of pressure. So pressure is already there. The push is already there. So in that way, we see that this is the most important thing. To develop this nice service attitude. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very nicely focuses upon, he gives us very nice opportunity to render devotional service, in various wonderful ways, especially with the process of Sravanam Kirtanam, and also with the process of other devotional services which are given by, the wonderful authorized bona fide acharyas like Srila Prabhupada. So now, so after this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he crosses the Godavari river. He goes to the other side of the bank, he takes his bath and he sits over there. And at that time, with a great pomp, with a great procession, Ramananda Rai, who is the governor of the place, and then he is actually coming there, and many brahmanas are assisting him, and they are chanting various Vedic hymns and things like that and all. And with all this pomp, he comes and he takes bath over there, in the Godavari river. And when Ramananda Rai, when he comes there, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu witnesses, and then as Prabhuji was explaining that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his South Indian Yatra, so that time his latest recruit or the latest devotee he made, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And Mahaprabhu was asking permission from him to go to the South India. So like, it is like, even if you distribute book to somebody and if he comes to the temple and बोलेंगे ये हमारा contact है, so हम जैसे बोलेंगे वैसे करना चाहिए, दूसरों को बात मत सुनना, you are my boy and you should listen to me only. So but then here is ulta. So Mahaprabhu preached to one boy, boy nahi, like thoda sa he was little elderly boy, and then after he became devotee, so like Mahaprabhu was telling that I should take your permission to go to South India. So this is the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So immediately a person becomes devotee. So like till then, he was part and parcel of Krishna, roaming in the streets of in the world. And the moment like he's made devotee, so immediately that person gets the title Prabhu. So Prabhu means like I have to take permission from him. So like that. So Mahaprabhu actually teaches this principle very nicely. So we also follow in name, like the moment we make somebody devotee, we call them Prabhu. Sometimes our devotees call new boys also, Hariksetra Prabhu, how are you? And the opposite person is thinking, who's this Prabhu? So, but then, the moment a person surrenders unto the Supreme Lord, so he becomes a servant of the Supreme Lord. So he is worthy of our service. And Mahaprabhu is displaying that very nicely, that he is taking permission from him. And Saurabham Bhattacharya was not at all willing to give. No, it is like you get the greatest treasure, and then किसी कोई आपका हाथ में आके 1 करोड़ रुपया रख दिया, and then बोल रहे हैं लेकिन अभी वापस दो, अरे दे के फिर वापस क्यों मांग रहे हैं? So दिया ही क्यों, है ना? So like that. So sometimes people of this world also cry a lot that I lost something in my life. So you lost, but then was it yours? No, like maybe somebody, like one Mataji came to our center, and then she was very much affected by losing her son during COVID, and then she used to, like, at many classes, so when some similar kind of a points come, she used to cry and she used to speak about this particular point and things like that. So we may lose something, so but then what is that we can lose? No, only that which is given by Krishna, so he can take back, after some time. So that is what we can lose. So, like, and then people also cry, no, diya hi kyun, lena hi hai to, like, then why did you give us? Why do you give and then take? So it is something like that. So now we see, like, that is what is the emotion with some material object. But if you get the greatest treasure, so that is the Supreme Lord himself in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Mahaprabhu is telling that, no, I want to go. So, so if you ask, it actually intensifies the the separation only. So in that way, so there was so much of loving exchange between between Saurabham Bhattacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then after that, like, finally, like, the Lord is Swatantra Ishwar, so he just performs these pastimes of asking permission. But if he wants to go, he has to go. So nobody can stop him, right? So then finally, like, Saurabham Bhattacharya mentions, there is a nice devotee called Ramananda Rai. He actually stays near this Godavari bank, and then he's a great devotee. And when I met him, I tried to speak about Mayavad and things like that, but then he was speaking something else. I could not understand. But after meeting you and after becoming a devotee, now I am understanding the subject matter of what he was speaking. So definitely you will like to meet such a person, such a devotee, right? So you see that whenever a devotee goes to any other place, so now we are amidst so much of devotees. So devotee is not a very significant thing for us. So, but then when we go to a place where no devotee association is there, so then we will find that कोई तो devotee मिल जाए, कोई तो कृष्ण के बारे में बताए, कृष्ण का नाम जप करें and things like that. So in the same way, like, you see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always very much eager to associate with devotees, and then specifically a devotee of caliber as Sri Ramananda Rai, Mahaprabhu was very eager to meet. So devotees also should have always eagerness to meet other devotees and serve them. And serving, one of the important services to hear from them and render other practical services as well. So, but then to hear from them is a very, very important service. And Mahaprabhu was very eager to do this. And when he met Ramananda Rai, he came in the procession, and just by seeing him, he understood, okay, this must be the person. So it is not very difficult for the Lord to do. He is Paramatma. He is the one who is, Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudani Maya. He is the one who is directing, all the palanquins and all the processions and things like that. So Ramananda Rai also was directed by him only. So he very well knows, this is Ramananda Rai. And after Ramananda Rai, takes bath and then he comes. So that time it is mentioned that Mahaprabhu's mind is running after him mentally. But then he was sitting and he was anticipating for him to come. And at that time, Ramananda Rai also, gets sight of this wonderful sannyasi. Very beautifully, beautiful features of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned. And it is mentioned that, Mahaprabhu was as brilliant as hundreds of suns. And then he was covered with this brilliant saffron garment. And his body was very strongly built and huge. And his eyes were like lotus petals. So the moment he saw, immediately he also got very much attracted, and he went and offered his respectful obeisances. So sometimes devotees ask that, how will we understand who is the Supreme Lord, or how will we understand who is a great devotee and things like that. So, like how is these kind of pastimes happening? So Mahaprabhu understood that we can understand. So because he is the Supreme Lord, how did Ramananda Rai understood? So it is one very important thing is, if you develop love and affection towards Krishna, so then wherever Krishna is there, you will get to know. Just like you don't need to tell an ant ki like I'm going to keep some sugar cubes over here in this room. Like kidhar mat dhondo, idhar hi seedha aa jao. So like it automatically comes. So it is very well designed. You see when we become attached to very obnoxious things, then we get the body of a pig, and if we get attached to different kinds of things, so then accordingly a different kind of a body and subtle body is given. Natural attraction towards that object is there. So if that is the case in the material realm, so then what to speak of the spiritual this one? So if somebody awakens their spiritual consciousness, if somebody develops love and affection towards the Supreme Lord, so nobody needs to tell. Even the Lord doesn't need to tell that, hamare like thoda reception ready rakho and things like that. So the moment you see the Lord, you will immediately understand, because you have tried to cultivate, the love and affection towards the Supreme Lord. The most important thing is not how to see Him. So most important thing is like how to develop the service attitude towards the Supreme Lord. So that is the most important thing. And if that is there, so then like at the first sight, a devotee can understand who is his Lord. And then the Lord also, like, he stood up and then he requested Ramananda Rai to rise and then chant the names of Krishna. And so this is his normal, this one, like, what will you tell to make somebody sit? No, Krishna, Krishna. And what will you tell to make somebody get up? No, you tell Krishna, Krishna. No, so same thing, like, same mantra, which works for everything. So that is why Hare Krishna mantra is like, रामबान, कुछ भी करने के लिए हरे कृष्ण मंत्र. किसी डिवोटी को वेलकम करना है तो हरे कृष्ण मंत्र चैंट करना है, किसी डिवोटी को विदाई देना है तो लाइक हरे कृष्ण मंत्र चैंट करना है. सब चीज के लिए वही मंत्र है. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired. So Sita, he asked, whether you are Ramananda Rai. So then immediately, Ramananda Rai says, yes, I am. So like I am your very low servant and I belong to Shudra community. You see, some very important aspects of this conversation is, as Prabhu also explained in the morning, that Ramananda Rai is showing himself to be very, very fallen, and Mahaprabhu is introducing himself as a Mayavadi sannyasi. So, like Mahaprabhu himself told that Mayavadi Bhashya Shunilohai Sarvanash. You should not hear Mayavadis. You should not associate with Mayavadis and things like that. So, but then, Mahaprabhu is telling that I am a Mayavadi sannyasi. If Mayavadi sannyasi means like they always deal with a lot of logic and philosophy and no rasa at all, zero rasa. So, and then, so their hearts are little hard actually. And Mahaprabhu is telling that I met you and I am a Mayavadi sannyasi, my heart is very hard. So, but then, I got very much affected by your meeting, so you must be a very great devotee. If you can melt my heart, so that means you are a very great devotee. And Ramananda Rai is also mentioning that, I am very, very fallen and I don't have any qualification to be in association with you. So like he's telling that I am a Shudra and you are a sannyasi. So like a sannyasi should not come in contact with Shudra. So why is that a sannyasi should not come in contact with Shudra? A Shudra means a person who is not able to control his senses. Prabhupada nicely explained in the purport that a Brahmana is a person who understands Brahman, or the Supreme Absolute Truth. A Kshatriya, also to some extent he understands. But the Vaishyas and Shudras become very much engaged in the worldly activities. For them it becomes very difficult to contemplate on the subject matter of Brahman or to understand the subject matter of Brahman. So mostly they are in the very much caught up with the worldly affairs and things like that. And for a sannyasi who is cultivating, it's like a person who is actually carrying fire. So he should be very careful to come in contact with any cold substance, because that is against the nature of fire and the fire can be extinguished, right? So if a person is trying to kindle the fire of devotion in the heart, so then he should be very careful with the association of people who are materialists. So in this, that one nice shloka is also mentioned. So like Prabhupada quotes in one of the purports, Nishkinchanasya Bhagavat Bhajanon Mukasya Param Param Jigabashor Bhavasagarasya. No? So that means Nishkinchanasya, so one who has not got any interest in this world, and Bhagavat Bhajanon Mukasya, so one who is interested in making progress in Bhagavat Bhajana. And then and also he is interested in crossing over the material sense gratification or material ocean of material existence. And for him, Sandarshanam Vishayinam Asayoshitam cha Hanta Hanta Vishabhakshanatopi Asadu. So for him, the sight of a person who is sense gratifier, a person who is too much involved in sense gratification, or a person who is too much attached to women or the women itself, because the material sense objects, they are designed in such a way that they will invoke the desire for sense gratification in the heart. So the spiritual subjects like the holy name and taking darshan of the Lord, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So these things are designed in such a way, if you interact with them, your devotion to the Lord increases. So, but the sense objects are designed in such a way, if you interact with them, so your desire for sense gratification increases. And a person who is cultivating the desire for advancing in Krishna consciousness, when he comes in contact with the sense objects, or like coming in contact with sense objects is not a big problem. Coming in contact with people who are obsessed with sense objects, so sense objects can be used in the service of the Lord. That is not a problem. A devotee also, you come in contact. So devotee also using flowers and in the service of the Lord, grains, he's offering nice foodstuffs to the Lord, and anything that he gets, he's offering in the service of the Lord. So sense objects in themselves are not problem. But coming in contact with those people who are obsessed with sense objects, that is a problem. So that is considered to be like Vishabhakshana. It is like willingly taking poison. So the life the life of a devotee is to advance in Krishna consciousness, and the sense gratification, the thought of sense gratification kills this mood of devotional service. So that is why this is considered to be Vishabhakshana. And this is what exactly Ramananda Rai is actually comparing, that you are a sannyasi, your life is dedicated for making progress in Krishna consciousness, to understand Brahman. So, and here by this time he is also accepting that you are directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I am a Shudra. Shudra means like one who cannot control his senses and one who is obsessed with sense gratification. So like how did you come? How did you even think of coming close to me? And then how did you even think of embracing me? Right? So in this connection, we have always we keep remembering this wonderful shloka from Sudama. So when Krishna embraced Sudama, so he mentioned one nice shloka. Kvaham daridra papiyan kwa Krishna Shriniketana Brahma Bandhu Ritismaham Bahubhyam Parirambita. So he is mentioning that Krishna is the Lakshmipati, the residence of goddess of fortune, and I am such a fallen person, daridra, and papiyan, very, very sinful. So why should he come in contact with me? Why should he even come in touch with me? So, but still, he is very merciful. He did this particular act, right? So very similar to that, here also, like Ramananda Rai is mentioning one nice shloka. So text 35, he mentions, Kaha tumi sakshat Ishvara Narayan. So means where you are, you are sakshat Ishvara Narayan. And kaha mui Rajasevi Vishaya Shudradama. So he is mentioning that who am I? I am a servant of the politicians, and then also I am a Vishayi, I am a sense gratifier, and then Shudra Adama. So I am a Shudra. So we see that later on in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so like after Mahaprabhu finishes his South Indian Yatra and goes back to Jagannath Puri, so by the time, so when Mahaprabhu actually came to Jagannath Puri, so he met, like he took darshan of Lord Jagannath, he lost his what is that means? He fell unconscious, and then he was taken to the house of Sravanam Bhattacharya, and Sravanam Bhattacharya treats him, and then after that, like there is nice conversation is there, and then he becomes a devotee. After he becomes a devotee, Mahaprabhu actually leaves Jagannath Puri. So by the time like Maharaj Pratap Rudra, so he by the time Mahaprabhu comes back from South Indian Yatra, so Maharaj Pratap Rudra developed a lot of eagerness to meet Mahaprabhu. So then Sravanam Bhattacharya as the chief priest, agar wo convert ho gaya to like so then it is easy, like he wanted to go through that path, and then he told that I want to have audience of Mahaprabhu, and Sravanam Bhattacharya told, see, he is a sannyasi and he hardly meets all this. So this Raja Kuleshu, so like the people who are in the management. So people in the management they have a lot of diplomatic things to do with, and also like people in the management, especially the Burnley management, so they have a lot of opulence. They are with so much of opulence, and they are with basically like all the sense gratification is available to them very much. So generally like Mahaprabhu will not meet such people. So but then still I will recommend for you. So and there if you see, when Sravanam Bhattacharya is again and again asking, you should meet the king. He's a very nice devotee. He's not like any other king. So Mahaprabhu is constantly telling that no, I will not meet. He's constantly keep on rejecting this one. And here, so like Ramananda Rai is outrightly is telling that no, I am a kingly person. No, I am a servant of a king, and I am a Vishayi. You see, like I have come with a big procession, and then I am like very much attached to the sense gratification, and I am Shudra and very Adama. Now I am a fourth class kind of a person. So, but then Mahaprabhu, here he doesn't seem to give any importance to these things, and he knows both the cases. Even in Pratap Rudra's case and even in case of Ramananda Rai. So both the cases, Mahaprabhu knows they are great devotees. But then he sets the example of we should definitely follow the worldly etiquette. Otherwise it disturbs the situation in the environment. But at the same time, so we should also know who is a great devotee, and then we should associate with great devotees. So, but I just wanted to highlight on this particular shloka because the subject matter between these two devotees are very, very exalted. And what is a prerequisite to this subject matter is this kind of a mood, the mood like a Sudama, or the mood what he is mentioning here, Kaha tumi sakshat Ishvara Narayan, and Kaha mui Rajasevi Vishayi Shudradam. So more we consider ourselves to be a very lowest and unqualified, and more we consider the glories of the Lord to be very great. So then this potential difference will allow the current of Krishna consciousness to pass through. So if the potential difference is not there, then very feeble current will come. So and it will not power your devotional service very much. So it is very, very essential to have this very important mood. And after that, like when this conversation is happening between Mahaprabhu and like Ramananda Rai, they are able to observe that many other people are there, and this is not the right setting for us to discuss the confidential subject matters. Regarding that, Prabhupada will explain in great detail in some time. So we will discuss that in detail. So, but the thing is that like they are not willing to discuss the confidential subject matter in front of others, and then they both are telling to each other that like fir se milenge, and they have not fixed a time. That's I was just again reading this. They have not fixed a time ki kab milenge, but dono ko pata hai ki kab milenge. So it is the like nature of the language of the law. So kab milenge, the shortest possible time that is possible immediately after this. So hum log wapas aa jayenge a location pe. So location is clear and when to come is clear. All these things are clear, but no words are exchanged. And then a Brahmana comes, and then he's a nice Vedic Brahmana, and he's a nice devotee, and he comes and extends an invitation to Mahaprabhu. And this is a pastime like everywhere Mahaprabhu goes, some nice devotee comes and invites Mahaprabhu for lunch. He doesn't make any like that train prasadam or travel prasadam, that arrangement is not there. And it was not necessary also, because we are Kali-yuga products, we need all these things. But the Vedic times, people, the sadhus would just travel. And then, like, Bhagwan ka kripa se kuch mil jata hai, and nahi milta to be like, chalte rehta gaadi. So, and the Lord actually accepted the invitation of this Brahmana, and then he went to his home to accept prasadam. And so constantly he is thinking about, this Ramananda Rai, and he wants to meet him. And then, after that, in the evening, he actually goes and goes to the same place of Godavari, and then he takes bath. Mahaprabhu goes and takes bath. So there, one nice thing that is mentioned. So it is mentioned that secular place, and before that, yeah. So Prabhu snana kritya kari achena vishaya ekabritya sangaraya milila ashiya. So after finishing his evening bath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down and waited for Ramananda Rai to come. Then Ramananda Rai, accompanied by one servant, came to meet him. So this purport I felt is very, very good for the sadhakas. So I thought of reciting it, and for my own purification also. A Vaishnava who is supposed to be advanced in spiritual understanding, be he a householder or a sannyasi, must bathe 3 times a day. तो बेस का प्रॉब्लम, पानी का प्रॉब्लम, ये सब चीज हो सकता है. So, but कैसे भी करके कम पानी से भी like 3 times a day नहाना बहुत important है. तो 3 times a day, just a clarification. प्रभु सुबह ही like पेट गड़बड़ हो गया था, 3 बार मैं नहा लिया, दिन का कोटा खत्म हो गया. Is this accepted? Is this accepted? Why it is not accepted? 3 बार नहाने के लिए बोला, 3 बार नहा लिया सुबह ही, मंगल आरती के पहले, and then दर्शन आरती के पहले, and then after breakfast. पेट इतना खराब है, कुछ भी डालते हैं तो like निकल जाते हैं, तुरंत. तो हो गया 3 बार. Why it is not? So because the body that we have is very, very glorious body. So one time a devotee, like, he cleared his stomach, and then he came out of the, this one, and then he told, the stool is very much like stinking. And surprisingly, the stool spoke back to him, and he told, "Arey, like, तुम इतना stinking है, मैं अच्छा feast था, तुम्हारा संग में आया, ऐसा बन गया मैं." So that is the glory of our body, so whatever comes in contact with us, gets spoiled and gets gets contaminated, and our body also has the nature of being contaminated. So after 5-6 hours, the body again gets contaminated, and then we are supposed to take a bath. And if we take regular bath, it is Prabhupada is mentioning, when one is engaged in service of the deity, he must especially follow the principle of Padma Purana and take regular baths. He should also, after bathing, decorate his body with 12 tilakas. So this is a very nice thing that something wonderful happens when we take bath. So it actually cleanses the subtle body and all the negative this ones that are there in the subtle body. So they all get pacified, and you get very good disposition to perform devotional service. Right. So now I felt this is very, very important for all of us to discuss. And then after that, Ramananda Rai, he offered obeisances to Mahaprabhu, and then the Lord embraced him again, and then they started discussing Krishna Katha in a secluded place, Rahasthane. So this is also very, very important purport for all of us to study. So here it is mentioned, the word Rahasthane in a secluded place is very significant. Talks about Krishna and his pastimes, especially his pastimes in Vrindavan, his dealings with the gopis are all very confidential. They are not subject matters for public discussion, because those who have no understanding of the transcendental nature of Krishna's pastimes always commit great offenses, thinking Krishna to be an ordinary human being and the gopis ordinary girls. Following the principle of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who never discuss the dealings between Krishna and the gopis publicly, devotees in Krishna consciousness movement are enjoined not to discuss the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan in public. For the general public, Sankirtan is the most effective method to awaken Krishna consciousness. If possible, one should discuss the principles enunciated in the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed this principle very strictly and discussed the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita with learned scholars like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakasananda Saraswati. However, he taught the principle of the Bhakti cult to students like Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, and he discussed with Sri Ramananda Rai that opposed devotional dealings between Krishna and the gopis. For general populace, he performs Sankirtan very vigorously. We must also follow these principles in preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world. So it is very important that we are dealing with the pastimes of Krishna. So we are dealing with all these things. Now, this is very, very special entity. If you see the Angas of Bhakti, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, so these are non-different from the activities which are happening in the spiritual world. And these are non-different from Krishna. This is almost like the Swarupa of Krishna. This is very, very close to Krishna and very intimate to Krishna. And when we deal with them, so we should handle with care. So just like when we deal with the holy name, we should take care of 10 offenses. And when we deal with the deities, we should take care of 56 or 64 different offenses that are there towards the deities. So whenever some Grahastha devotee comes to ask permission for deity installation, I tell this only. So when you deal with holy name, you have to deal with only 10 offenses. Now you want deities also. So you have to, in total, you have to deal with 74 offenses. Holy name to nahi chodna hai, usko bhi. So if you want to deal with all these things, so then you can. So then कभी-कभी वो लोग doubt में पड़ जाता है कि deities लेके आना है कि नहीं. So and it is very essential that when we deal with Krishna's internal affairs, so Krishna is very, very particular about all these things. Krishna is ready to distribute the mercy, and if we know the signs of how to deal with them, so then we can deal with them. If we don't know the signs of how to deal with them, so then it is very difficult to deal with them. So sometimes devotees also ask, Prabhuji, आप new people का class बोलता है, उसके बाद level 1, level 2 classes भी होता है, उसके बाद 16 rounders का भी separate class होता है, ब्रह्मचारी का भी class होता है. बुक तो वही है, आपका पास भगवत गीता, भागवतम, चैतन्य चरितामृत, उसी से पढ़ते हैं, और क्या difference होता है इसमें? So the difference is that something which a new person who comes to Krishna consciousness, for him we deal with the subject matter of, so why he at all has to put faith in the Vedic literatures? Why he at all give up the sense gratification? Why should he at all take up the service to Krishna? And those who are taking up the service to Krishna, so we try to increase and enhance their understanding about the devotional service, and also educate them about the offenses in connection with the devotional service. So because if you see anywhere devotional service is mentioned, so just like Harinam Chintamani, it's a book dedicated for the glories of the holy name, right? So can you imagine 90% of the book is about the 10 offenses, and only 10% is the glories of the holy name. So glories of the holy name is very important. And even in the initiation, so when a devotee wants to take initiation, and there the important thing is he is advised to chant 16 rounds. And what else is being asked from him? Follow 4 regulative principles, avoid 10 offenses, and chant 16 rounds. So chant 16 rounds means you engage in the bhajan and then avoid offenses and avoid sinful activity. 4 regulative principles actually tells about avoiding sinful activity, and offenses is that you are getting close to Krishna and you better learn how to deal with Krishna. There is certain etiquette that is there to deal with Krishna. So this is very, very essential. And one of the offenses to the holy name is that to discuss the glories of the holy name to faithless people. So that is why this 16 rounders ka meeting. So 16 rounders a meeting is all of you are have advanced in your faith and you have put faith in the Lord. So if I chant 16 rounds, so mera because of this I will not lose my job, or because of this my productivity in my material activities will not go down. no, इतना faith तो है कि like 16 माला करने में कुछ नुकसान नहीं होगा. So, and that faith has to be appreciated, and a subject matter which is apt for that kind of faithful people can be discussed. So that is very, very essential. And here, Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is discussing the contents. We can only summarize a little bit, but then the actual contents, we also have to advance. Then we can actually deal with that contents. So otherwise also, it's not something very big, in terms of the activities in itself. You can read the activities, you can discuss these activities. But the thing is, the personalities involved in these activities are Krishna and his pure devotees, and Krishna and the activity between the Krishna and his pure devotees, that is pure devotional service, and that is very, very sensitive. Any wrong interpretation or any wrong understanding, in this particular thing, Krishna gets irritated. So then, it will be counterproductive for us. And it is mentioned that one who commits offense, he will actually lose taste in the process of Krishna Bhakti. So that is why, sometimes the neophyte preachers, so they, whenever they get somebody to preach to, तो ज्यादातर कस्टमर नहीं मिलता है, तो अगर कस्टमर मिल गया तो लाइक सब डाउनलोड कर देते हैं, जितना भी जो भी किसी भी क्लास में लेवल 1 से लेकर लाइक भागवतम क्लास तक एंड भक्ति शास्त्री भक्ति वैभव में जो भी बैठा है सब जो भी सुना है, जो भी आज तक देखा है, सब कुछ बता देते हैं. एंड द न्यू पर्सन इज कंप्लीटली बिविल्डर्ड एंड देन आके कन्फेस करते हैं, प्रभु जी आई ट्राइड टू प्रीच एंड इट इज मेंशन्ड इन द बुक्स that if you preach the message of Krishna consciousness, Krishna will be more merciful. But after preaching, mera chanting kharab ho gaya. So we should also know that what is, to whom, what subject matter should be preached, and what has to be spoken. Otherwise, we will simply speak anything and everything, and we will lose our devotional service, right? So then after that, 10:30 to 12, na? Okay. So after that, Mahaprabhu is starting the conversation. So he mentions that Pada Shloka Sadhyara Nirnaya. He's telling that please, from the revealed scriptures, you describe about the sadhya. Sadhya is the goal, and you mention about the goal. And then Ramananda Rai tells Swadharma Acharane Vishnu Bhakti Haya. So this is very important subject matter. So morning Prabhu gave a very, very brief synopsis about this. So it's a very, very important subject matter. And so Ramananda Rai mentions that following the prescribed duties of Varna and Ashrama, so this is a very nice way to render service to Krishna. And in this way, one can awaken his dormant Krishna consciousness. Right? So this is something that is mentioned. And Srila Prabhupada actually mentions very wonderfully, he quotes from Sri Ramanujacharya's Vedartha Sangraha, and then he explains that there are two ways of performing the occupational duty. One is performing the occupational duty for the purpose of getting the pious results. Like if you perform your occupational duties, a Kshatriya performs his occupational duty. Mentions in Bhagavad Gita, if Arjuna being a Kshatriya, if he performs his occupational duty of fighting, even if he is killed in the battlefield, what will be his destination? He'll go to heavenly planets, right? So it is very, very glorious, to heavenly planets to continue his devotion further, So not that, for enjoyment. So so in this way, we see that, that is one way of this one. Another thing is, to perform the Varnashrama duties for the purpose of making advancement in Krishna consciousness. So then a person, that kind of execution of Karma Yoga is also considered to be Bhakti, which Srila Prabhupada also very nicely mentions in Bhagavad Gita. And here also is mentioned, in the transcendental position, a living being can perfectly acknowledge the superiority of serving the Supreme Lord. The devotee attains the Supreme Lord only by devotional service. Having such knowledge, one engages in his occupational duty, that is Varnashrama duty, and that is called Bhakti Yoga. By performing Bhakti Yoga, one can raise to the platform of pure devotional service. So he starts with Bhakti Yoga, which is, which is in actuality the Karma Yoga, and eventually he comes to the point of pure devotional service. And then, Prabhupada is mentioning, this Varnashrama system is personally orchestrated or personally designed by the Supreme Lord. Now he mentions that like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, who's known in Bhagavad Gita as Purushottama, the greatest of all personalities, personally came and declared that the institution of Varnashrama Dharma was founded by him, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Varnam Maya Shishtam, Guna Dharma Vibhagasam. And then, elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita, 1845 to 46, he is mentioning, Swa Swa Karmani Abhyartha Samsiddhim Labate Nara. Just by performing your Swakarma, your own occupational duty, over a period of time, you will progress towards some siddhi. So you will progress towards your perfection, right? So whatever is your nature is there, according to that, you should accept your Varnashrama duty. And then he quotes the shloka, Varnashrama Acharavata Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhite Pantananya Tattosha Karanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is worshipped by the proper execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna and Ashrama. There is no better way to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One must be situated in the institution of 4 Varanas and Ashramas. So you see, it almost looks like a conclusive statement. So there is no better way to worship the Supreme Lord than following the Varna and Ashrama. So that is why one should, one whose mind is still not purified and not very much free from the lust, anger, and greed, and such a person who has not taken up to full-time devotional service as well, so then he must follow the Varnashrama system very diligently, right? So that is mentioned over here. And then the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's mentioning this is external. You had better tell me of some other means. And Ramananda Rai replied, to offer the results of one's activities to Krishna is the essence of all perfection. So yad karoshi yad ashnashi yad jugoshi dadashi yad tapasyashi konte yad tatpurusho madarpana. So whatever you perform, that means you do whatever job you want to do, give the entire salary to Krishna. Whatever cooking you want to do, offer entire thing to Krishna. Something like that. Yad karoshi jo karna karo, but result kya hai lego Bhagwan ka. Unka bas de do. वो वही मालिक है. उनका बस देना चाहिए. And वो जैसा आपको देखभाल करना चाहते हैं, देखभाल करने दो. So that is like yat karoshi yad ashnashi. So it is very nice. This one very nice amount of renunciation. In fact, it is all whatever Ramananda Rai is mentioning is all renunciation. So in one of the classes I was hearing, so like a person who's following the Varnashrama Dharma and he's legally getting married to a woman and having relationship only with one woman, this is actually a great this one of renunciation. In fact, he was mentioning that marriage is a celebration of renunciation, because he is telling that I'll renounce all other women in the entire world. I will have relationship only with this one woman. So not much of difference between brahmachari and a grahastha, who's properly following. So like this one, what is it? Like a brahmachari has renounced all the women, and the grahastha has renounced all minus one. That's all. So both of their renunciation is very great, actually. So we see that it is like here we see that yat karoshi yad ashnashi. That's also very amazing. This one, it is if somebody performs such kind of devotional service, who's performing the Varnashrama duties very nicely, and then offering all the results to Krishna, and faithfully rendering service to Krishna. So offering all the results means like our acharyas have given very nice like a standard that pure devotional service, like devotional service means chanting is devotional service, reading is devotional service, and things like that. So pure devotional service means like always we remember the Neera Shira Nyaya, so like milk and the water. So if milk is more, so then in the glass than water, so then it is called milk, and if water is more, so then it is called water. So in that way, like we see that the acharyas tell that. So one thing which is very much emphasized by Srila Prabhupada is that you come to Krishna consciousness, you chant, you offer some donation to the Lord and things like that, you are a devotee. But if you are a pure devotee, at least more than 50% you have to give to Krishna. And if you are a pure devotee, more than 50% of your time you should engage in the service of Krishna. So just like our, what is it? Advaita Acharya, no, he was performing devotional service like that. And then who else was doing devotional service? Sridhar, no, Kolavich, no, he was also performing no puja to, and 50% of his income he would spend in Ganga Puja. No, so like it doesn't matter. No, when I get no package, that time I'll do bigger donation. So it is not about the amount of donation; it is about the percentage. No, so like a pure devotional service, no, means like everything 50%. No, time 50% to Krishna, and in the rest of the time, whatever earning is there, 50% to Krishna. So in everything, 50% not to Krishna, or 50% or more. So then it is called pure devotional service. So anything less than 50%, no time invested, money invested, or anything like that, it is devotion to Krishna. No, it is not pure devotion to Krishna. It is definitely devotional service to Krishna. So it should not be told like it's not devotion. And definitely we will make advancement. But if somebody wants to make rapid advancement, so then he must perform pure devotional service. So that is why going back to Godhead in one lifetime is very costly. No? So if you who are, who are earning, you can actually estimate how much costly it is. So no, we are not in need of money, so much of money. But if we have to go back to Godhead, like you know, so sometimes devotee thinks this is also one good inspiration for them to become brahmacharis. Like so, and we are planning to put this rule before joining ashram. So one was consistently given 50%. No, only he will be allowed to give up a job and join ashram. Otherwise, it's easy. Like ना रहेगा पास, ना बचेगा पास. सब कुछ भगवान से ले लेंगे, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. देने के बाद नहीं, लेने के लिए. So if I take from the employer, I have to give 50%. If I take from Krishna, I don't need to give anything. So still the giving, the taking disease is not gone. No, so like ashram join करेंगे तो आसानी से सब मिल जाएगा आपको. No, so like that. So that is not the case. We should be trained in the service, in the aspect of devotional service. So then we will actually enjoy the results of pure devotional service, right? So then, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning, this is also external. You speak something more, like more nice, more, like you speak something further in the subject matter. And then he is mentioning to give up one's occupational duties in the Varnashrama system is the essence of perfection. So, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, that has been mentioned. So it is a very, very big thing, which like Ramanandara is mentioning, and then Mahaprabhu is also accepting, and he's telling this is also not very much sufficient. But then when Arjuna wanted to do very same thing, like this Varnashrama is very difficult, like या तो 50% देना है, इधर हमको difficult लग रहा है 50% देना है, and Arjuna को difficult लग रहा था कि like relatives को मारना है, so like it is very costly, it's very difficult, so to perform these activities. So then Arjuna also came to the same conclusion. So if I earn and give 50%, that is very painful. If I stop earning and I depend on Krishna, it is like easier. So like if I be a Kshatriya, then I have to kill my relatives. If I take sannyas, sab chutti ho jayega, like me kuch karne ka zarurat nahi. And like Krishna pagda mara, like so it is what do you think? Like Sarvadharman Parityajya is for everybody, or what? So till now you are crying mummy, papa and things like that. You have so much of attachment to all your relatives. So how can you give up Varnashrama Dharma? No, you cannot. So the treatment for this material attachment is the Varnashrama Dharma. You must follow Varnashrama Dharma, right? So, and very nicely, like Prabhupada is actually quoting from Manasiksha from Raghunath Das Goswami. He's telling that na dharma na adharmam shrutikana niruktam kila kuru vraja radha krishna prachur paricharyayam ihatanu. So it is mentioned that you give up both dharma and adharma, and then like you what is it? He has enjoined that one should not perform religious or irreligious activities as prescribed in the Vedas. Best course is to always engage in the service of Radha and Krishna. This is the perfection of every life. This is mentioned by Raghunath Das Goswami, and it's a very interesting thing to note. So before giving up the dharma, sarva dharman parityajya, so what is mentioned? So no dharma, no adharma. No. So before giving up sarva dharman parityajya, we should do sarva adharman parityajya. No, that's a very important thing. So like till the time one cannot give up adharma, so one has to perform dharma. His thought process is adharma, so then one has to perform the varnashrama duties nicely. So the result of performing varnashrama duties is he will lose the taste for adharma, and then when he loses taste for all the adharma and dharma, so then he can actually perform the exclusive devotional service, right? So then, so when he mentioned this, like still, no, Mahaprabhu is telling this is also external. No, please something more. And then, no, Ramananda Rai is mentioning, no, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Jnana Mishra Bhakti is a very, very amazing, no, like amazing way of performing actually bhakti, no, which is free from any material desire, which is free from performing any of the no material activities, even in the form of legal material activities in the form of varnashrama dharma. So one gives up all these things, and then no, he performs the angas of jnana, amanitvam, no, like he is not expecting any respect from anybody, and then adam vidvam, no, he is not like no proud about his acquisitions and things like that. And then no, he is no always remaining very clean, and he takes care of all the other necessary no this one's aspects of austerities and penances and things like that. And then no, with maintaining such kind of purity, he studies Srimad Bhagavatam and no things of that nature. So when such kind of a thing is performed, so it is very, very powerful. No, like after giving up karma and performing the angas of jnana, and then performing the angas of bhakti also, it is no super powerful actually. And no, Ramananda Rai is mentioning, so by such performance, one actually attains the state of Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta prasannatmana sochati na kamshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. No, so like such a this one is very, very amazing, and one must perform no such a devotional service. And then Mahaprabhu is mentioning that this is also external. It's also external devotional service. You please speak something further. And then no, like Mahaprabhu, sorry, Ramananda Rai is mentioning pure devotional service without any touch of speculative knowledge is the essence of perfection. So and then he mentions Jnane prayasa udapasya namantayeva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadiya vatam sthanes shrutigatam tanuvan manovir ye prayaso ajita jita abhi asitaistrilokyam. So he's quoting a shloka by Lord Brahma from 10th canto. He's mentioning that, so like you are performing the angas of bhakti, but then you are taking some support from the angas of jnana also. So give up this support from jnana, and then primarily and exclusively take shelter of the angas of bhakti itself. No, sthane sthita shruti-gatam tanuvan manobir. So don't even think of changing your ashram. So like one time a Grahastha devotee was pointing this to me and then told that you see like Mahaprabhu has told sthane sthita shruti-gatam. So one should not like change the ashram. No, like it is Mahaprabhu is recommending that one should not become a brahmachari and stay as grahastha only. And I told, yeah, like no, sthane sthita, you are not married now, so you should not get married. Then doubt mein pad gaya. I'll try to get further opinion from senior devotee. Chala gaya. So sthane sthita shruti-gatam. Don't waste even to change your ashram. Wherever you are, immediately start taking shelter of the angas of bhakti, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and things like that, and Shruti-gatam. So that is very, very amazing. And such a devotional service, exclusively focused upon the angas of bhakti, is very powerful, very, very powerful. And then Mahaprabhu is telling, this is all right, this is very nice, but still speak more on this subject. Then Ramananda Rai is mentioning that ecstatic love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead is essence of all perfection. So Prema Bhakti, he's mentioning. And Srila Prabhupada gives an elaborate purport to this. He mentions that from this point, without compromising your devotional service. And then if you feel that your heart is purified and then you made further advancement, then you give up Varnashrama Dharma, then take support only of Jnana and Bhakti. And then after some time it is mentioned, why even take support of Jnana? Exclusively take support of Bhakti alone. And then now it is mentioned that perform this bhakti, like previously it was bhakti according to the regulative principles, and now the bhakti according to the intense greed to attain the Lord, right? So this is something that is mentioned. And then Ramananda Rai is quoting a particular shloka. He's telling that as long as there is hunger and thirst within the stomach, varieties of food and drink make one feel very happy. Similarly, when the Lord is worshipped with pure love, the various activities performed in course of that worship awakens transcendental bliss in the heart of the devotee. Right? So if a person is having intense desire to attain the Lord and intense greed to attain the Lord, so then he takes pleasure in the activities of the devotional service. So this is spontaneous devotional service, the Raganuga Bhakti, and then the Vidhi Purvaka Bhakti, which is mentioned before. The difference is that there is no external difference. The externally, both of them look alike. Both of them actually attend Mangalarti, both of them chant, both of them study Bhagavatam, both of them take prasadam, and all those things are happening the same way. But then a person who is trying to develop attachment to the Lord, he is doing all these things because he knows this is the best for me and I must do these things. And a person who has already developed attachment to the Lord and he very eagerly wants to attain the association of the Lord, he performs these angas with great eagerness. Like for him it is like just like this foodstuff, right? Nice example is given. When hunger is there, how we look for the foodstuff. I was seeing when Vardha Krishna was mentioning about Radharani's separation from Krishna. That time I was getting too much hunger. I was feeling separation from prasadam, and I was thinking like, it is not different because prasadam is not different from Krishna. So, so like I was thinking like, when will I get the association of prasadam? So that is our state of existence, So like, but this is not considered to be Raganuga Bhakti. This is impelled by hunger. So like after we. So this one is, in this case, in the hunger, after you had a nice feast, then you had it till here, and then a devotee comes with another full plate, So then, I know some devotees have endless meat in their stomach, so they can accept. But then in general, it is not possible. So, when you are full, if you are offered, then tell that like, no, Prabhu, nahi ho sakta abhi. But then, it is like it is like a different kind of a hunger which doesn't get satisfied. Any amount of engagement in the bhakti, it doesn't get satisfied. He wants to have more and more. And then finally, Ramananda Rai quotes another shloka: Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mat Kriyatam Yadi Kutopi Labhyate. So the most important thing is, like most of the times, like people focus on the externals. Where you want to go, tell me. Like, I will focus on that. But how to go there? It's very few people actually focus on that. So like many times, people have this idea of I want to become rich man. So rich man बनना है तो क्या करना चाहिए? पैसा इकट्ठा करना चाहिए. जितना भी पैसा आ रहा है, like keep saving, keep saving, keep saving. But then the logic of becoming rich, even in the Vedic times, the logic of becoming rich is by performing charity. One gets punya, and more punya, like more rich he becomes. And then even if you see like in the modern, this one also, if you see, if you know how to make other people successful, you will become big. If you want to be like, I am the master and king and everybody should follow me, and I am a successful person and everybody should just simply follow me, right? So then what will happen? So I always remind us, I cannot make something big. So even in the material world, like you see that a sacrifice is necessary to become a big person. You ask like Ambani, or you ask anybody like, any big business magnate, how did you become such big rich person? So he will have this one of story to tell, like how he made so many people big, and मैंने इतना लोगों को बड़ा किया तो like मुझे सबसे बड़ा बना दिए लोग. So like that, so something of that nature. So it is always, there is sacrifice that is actually involved, and generally like people look up to the Sahajiya way of looking up thing is that no, I want to be with Krishna, no, I want to be close with Krishna and things like that. So, but no, the people in the proper parampara, no, they are educated in the process of bhakti. So they are trained, no, first and foremost, to give up the sense gratificatory tendency, no, and learn the process of service attitude. And after that, like, no, increase the service attitude in terms of reducing the material activities in form of varnashrama and reducing the activities of jnana and exclusively taking shelter of bhakti. And then after that, like, you come to the point of like developing this intense greed, to attain the Lord. So when these things are practiced very nicely as directed by the acharyas, and our acharyas are very merciful, and Srila Prabhupada is very merciful. He has given us the signs of entire thing, in form of 2 or 3 very important books. So one is Nectar of Devotion, another is Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and then an elaborate book on Teachings of Lord Chaitanya is like Chaitanya Charitamrita itself, and also of course Srimad Bhagavatam. So these all are very amazing subject matter for reading to understand the science of devotional service, how to actually perform this devotional service by the examples of various devotees. How did they perform and how did they succeed? So in that way, like, we can get the understanding. So just I will read this purport once, and then we will close for this session. The previous 2 verses are included in Padyavali 13 and 14 and anthology compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami. Verse 69, that is a verse before this that we read. So it refers to the devotional service in faith, and verse 70 refers to devotional service rendered out of intense greed. The first is devotional service rendered in accordance with the genuine, with the regulative principles, and the second refers to the spontaneous loving service of the Lord without extraneous endeavor. Henceforward, the basic principle underlying the talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai will be spontaneous loving service to the Lord. The regulative principles, according to the injunctions of the Shastra, are necessary insofar as one's original dormant Krishna consciousness is not spontaneously awakened. An example of spontaneous action is the flowing river into the ocean. Nothing can stop the flow of water. Similarly, when one's dormant Krishna consciousness is awakened, it spontaneously flows to the lotus feet of Krishna without impediment. Whatever will be spoken henceforth by Ramananda Rai, based on spontaneous love, will be agreeable to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Lord will ask him more and more about this subject. Right? So with this, we pause today's discussion.
Any questions anyone else can ask? So you said Mahaprabhu has given a very instruction to different people. Ramananda has different subject matter was spoken. Vivekananda spoke in subject matter. But in our practice, we take the subject matter. There are other time rules to the understanding. We equal the subject discussion topic. So why Mahaprabhu did spoke these things, this level of decision same person?
Oh, same person. So like he made different people as experts in different areas, and then he would converse, like, just for example, making expertise in different areas, that is there. And also there is an example of Mahaprabhu speaking different levels to same person also. If you see Raghunath Das Goswami, like he was when he met in when he was trying to escape from home, and then Mahaprabhu, like, once he happened to meet him, and then he told, like, no, don't do this kind of markata vairagya. So you go back and then follow the regulative principles of your devotional service, and also along with that you perform your occupational duty properly. So then when you develop intense devotion to Krishna, so that time you can renounce. And then when he renounced everything and he came, and then he was telling that you are stuck in the worldly activities like a worm stuck in the stool pit. तो वही चीज को करने के लिए बोले पहले, वो level 1 class था, level 2 में बोला like that is like very bad. So हम भी बोलते हैं like that. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also did that with certain devotees, and so he had very less time, and then he made different people expert in different things, and then further like everybody cultivated. No, Mahaprabhu, like devotee of this stature, no? So they generally don't stay in one place. Cultivation requires staying in one place. No, they keep moving from one place to another. And then towards the end, final years, Mahaprabhu was not in the mood of like preaching the message of Krishna consciousness, and he was relishing the intense Krishna bhakti. So, and to this, I heard one nice class, from my Guru Maharaj, that he mentioned that this pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gambhira, relishing the association of or relishing the internal mellows. So this is the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, and I am a servant of the Supreme Lord, and the service that is given to me is like to preach the message of Krishna consciousness. So I will do that. So it is for my Supreme Lord to relish this particular thing. And also, like devotees are also expected to perform their morning program chanting and intensify their bhakti, and then whatever they relish, they are supposed to go and preach. So like Mahaprabhu displayed all the different angas of this one, all the different levels, and then now it is up to the preachers. They have to implement so the same person like that. Hare Krishna.
So, like you were mentioning that those who are practicing this continuously, how much they are attracted by how much the more of the material interact on those? Are they completely?
See, spontaneous, this one actually starts here. No, only thing that is mentioned is prema bhakti, but we understand that after like like one or two steps, or just after the anartha nivritti. So when it happens, that means almost like more than 50% of the anarthas are reduced. So and then the like intensity in Krishna consciousness is increased. I exactly don't remember the exact stage of the bhakti that is. So at one particular stage of bhakti, what happens is like just now we have the experience when we chant, when we are engaged in the like angas of bhakti, sometimes our mind gets diverted into material thought. No, but then after this particular stage, after anartha nivritti, after a particular stage, what happens is, so when a person is engaged in his occupational duty, worldly duty, so suddenly his mind gets switched off into devotional service, so like that. So that is like the percentage is actually changing. Initially the like devotion is less and anartha is more, and when the devotion becomes more than anarthas, so then this kind of effects also is manifested. That's an intermediate effect. So like so the spontaneous devotional service starts somewhat from that level, ashakti, ruchi, and these kind of levels. The spontaneous devotional service starts because they are not like, they need not put this one ki like 16 mala karna hi hai, nahi to like 25 rounds karna hai, like 32 rounds karna hai. So he cannot be there without chanting. He has to do that. So in that way, like he'll be propelled by this one, by the spontaneous devotional service. So like the angas of bhakti, like we should understand that it is not something different. They are doing the very same thing, but then propelled by intense greed to attain the Lord. Actually. And proper shape of intense greed to attain the Lord actually comes in the stage of bhava, and then prema to like that is the perfection.
They won't be like forced by the
Modes of material nature will be there till the time this one, the anarthas, and this one is there. It is mentioned that even in the stage of bhava bhakti, the anarthas that is present is almost like very slight shades, that you see in the moon. White moon, it is having slight shades. So to that extent, very minimal effect, will be there. Very, very minimal effect. So prema means completely free from the association of material material troubles. To the extent we are having that anarthas, so to that extent, like this one is there. So this is my understanding. So you can.
Vishnu, thank you for joining us. Pure devotional service means giving first of all what we get to our activities.
So like, is this one kind of applied for one section of people because they say sannyasi and when you're on the premises they give 100% of their time.
So more than 50%.
So below that is
Devotional service.
so this only can be done only like renunciates or
No, anybody can perform.
it's more difficult not in this
No, if you are in renunciation, if it is difficult for you to do, give up 50% of your salary. So, and in that state, if you are becoming a renunciant, like probably, for the title you will be a renunciant, but actually you will not be a renunciant. You understand, no? So, like pure devotional service means it is costly. Devotional service is like, no, devotional service is distributed profusely, but pure devotional service is costly. I think.
So, Prabhuji, first my question is as you said, given the example that the Prabhuji was given the example, like even I have a family, so I was thinking about Prasadam and all.
What is that?
So,
Hungry. Okay.
so like my point is like we are feeling hungry and we are attached to Prasadam because we experience how Prasadam is like in the sense. So like this devotional service and whatever we get trying to transition of and all, it could be out of fear of death or we are doing out of duty because I'm staying in this and all. So
नहीं तो बेस से भगा देंगे.
So yeah, I mean, it could be for others, but for me, especially like, I don't have that relation, so like, there should be some strong point.
No, that is good. No, that is how we start. That's how we start doing our devotional service. So I'm just remembering one joke, like in one of the temples, like all the devotees who are employed in the temple, so they'll get incentive if they attend morning program. No, and there was this one, biometric attendance. And then the devotee, like one devotee, before entering the temple hall, Lakshmi Devi, like, properly attendance capture kar lo. Isi se mera incentive milne wala. So that is also nice in one way. That's also nice inspiration. So then after that, like we come to the point of this one. This is the right thing to perform. And then, still if we perform that, then yes, attraction towards the Supreme Lord.
It takes more than we do.
Yeah, what to do? I think other people also raise hands. Yes, please.
So, thank you so much, sir. Prji, there are three main points. Like first, when you come as a new pet, Prabhupada said like first we have to go as enthusiasm, next desire. Today I hear about the eagerness. But as you go 50% more time, we have to serve in the service. So sometimes our body is not support how we develop that process.
So how the body doesn't support?
It's when we work, office work, and this one, that we have service mode, but body does not support. How we develop that?
So 24 hours only is there. That much only we should do service. So it is divided between office and devotional service. And in case if you have taken overload, you should understand ki how much you are capable of performing. Only that much you should perform. So beyond that, you should tell to your. Sometimes devotees also are like this ki this one I should please all the devotees. Kuch bhi service bole like yes Prabhu bolna hai. So then, and sometimes like this also becomes problem that we should be very we should have the idea that I should fully engage in devotional service. If I've got 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, how much hour time is there, so I should engage in devotional service, and only that much I can accept. So otherwise, no, we will accept, we will feel overburdened. And then the devotee gave service, he will tell, "Arey, like, ये तो बकवास है, ये बोलता है करूँगा करके ले, no, नहीं करते." So in that way, like, you will also feel little, relaxed, Hmm.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have this doubt that are these in a sequential order that first one, like all the 6 points that you do, they are in a sequence of surrender. So in the third point, like you told that giving up the occupational duty and surrendering unto Krishna. And the fourth, like after even surrendering unto Krishna, we can be stuck in jnana. Like, I understood that if we have not surrendered properly, then we.
No. So jnana is, if you see, like, it is higher than karma. So, like in the first go itself, Srila Prabhupada actually cites from Ramanacharya that if somebody performs a legitimate varnashrama duty and then he has a kind of he earns his livelihood out of it, and then his desire is that I should perform a dharmic activity and then without compromising devotional service. All of them are performing devotional service, and along with that, they are also performing either karma, that is varnashrama duty, or jnana, the angas of the jnana and things like that. So now, like when a person is trying to do that, so like why is he at all have to do? So this is also considered to be a surrender unto Krishna. So because he has the material desires, and how will he actually, what should he do to handle this material desires? So then he performs the occupational duties according to Varna and Ashrama, right? So when he performs the occupational duty according to Varna and Ashrama, and then he devotes his time for devotional service, he makes nice progress. And then when he sees that his desire for sense gratification is reduced, so then he can give up the karma, activities in karma, but the activities in jnana cannot be given up. So activities in jnana, for example, like keeping yourself clean, giving respect to others, not expecting respect for yourself, and these are all as an anga of jnana. So these are all, if you see, these elements are there in bhakti as well. But to come to that level of practice as an anga of bhakti, it takes a lot actually. But initially, I am getting affected. If somebody doesn't give me respect, I am getting affected. But I have to practice this anga of jnana. So, like, I will not react to this particular thing. So this is actually a jnana sadhana actually. So, and then, when we come to this one of exclusive devotional service, sometimes we see the description of our what is it, Madhavendra Puri. So where he's telling that my pranams to Sandhya Vandan, my pranams to daily rituals of taking bath and this and that. So like I'm fully engaged in chanting and hearing. I'm fully immersed in the thought of Krishna. So I don't have time for all these things. So like that. So that's a different level of this one, different level of engagement in the pure devotional service or exclusive devotional service. And so now you see like so these aspects can also be performed in the pure devotional service. So like that is of a different class altogether. So different way of performing them. But in general, the jnana sadhanas are very, very conducive for bhakti. Very conducive for bhakti. So it is generally mentioned like first karma has to be given up, then jnana has to be given up, then the activities of yoga has to be given up. The activities of yoga are dhyana, meditation and stuff like that. So they are even more closer to bhakti. So each one of them are very, very like karma is further, jnana is more closer to bhakti, yoga is dhyana is even more closer to bhakti, and bhakti is its pure form. Yes.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. That was really wonderful. I was just observing devotees, except for 3-4 devotees, everyone was really awake. I know who are those 3-4 devotees also.